Another Bulls loss last night, dropping them down to 7-11. But for all you tanking fans out there, we're still in 8th place. We're still a play-in team, which is what I've been saying from the get-go. We're going to be a play-in team. But on a positive note, Matas Buzelis, man, he looked good last night. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I was never sold on Matas. I didn't want Matas. My 3 guys going into that draft were Kel'el Ware. That looks like a bad take. The Heat aren't playing him at all. Dalton Knecht, who looks awesome, and people got hung up on his age, but I'd rather have a 24-year-old who's ready to step in and play right away than a 19-year-old who's a little bit raw. And Yves Missi, who's looking great for the New Orleans Pelicans. But I just didn't believe in Buzelis. I thought he was too raw. Last night, he proved me wrong. He's playing great right now. Last night was super impressive. That first half, he had 14 points. He kind of died in the second half. He didn't do anything in the second half, to be honest. But the Bulls obviously didn't run anything through him. They were running it through Zach LaVine to try to get back in the game. But his performance last night, it begs the question, is it Matas Buzelis time? Is it time to turn the car keys over to the kid, throw him in the starting lineup? Patrick Williams, he's having foot soreness in that same foot he had off-season surgery on. So there's an opening on the wing spot for Buzelis. I say fuck it, throw the kid in there. He looks good out there. His on-ball defense it's not where it needs to be yet. He gets lost, he gets beat off the dribble, he gets bullied a little bit, but his off-ball defense is great. He's crashing to the rim, he's blocking shots, he's hitting the glass, he's using his athleticism. He's bringing energy, he's bringing athleticism. It's a much more polished version of what Derrick Jones Jr. brought to the Bulls. So I think it's time, man. I say throw the kid in there, let him start, let him get his feet wet a little bit, let him see what he can do as a starter in this league. The worst case scenario is you start him, he gets, over his head, the waters are a little bit too deep for him, and you pull him back out there. Best case scenario is he builds every game, he evolves every game, he gets a little bit better every game, and we start to see some of that rawness, some of that talent get turned into a more finished product. So start the kid, man. The Bulls, they're going to be a play-in team this year. Trade deadline's going to roll around. Maybe they'll find some suitors for Zach LaVine. Maybe they'll find a Vucevic trade. Maybe they'll offload Torrey Craig for something, but Buzelis, man, he's the future. He's the youngest player on the team. He has the most potential of any player on the team. Yes, he has more potential than Coby White. I think Coby, we've kind of seen his ceiling as a 20-5 guy, but Buzelis, his ceiling's high. The floor is low, don't get me wrong. There's a chance he could be a Jan Vesely type bust, but based on what I've seen so far from him, he has a motor. He wants to get better. He wants to be great. So give the kid a chance, man. Let Matas Buzelis be great. It's his time. Let him eat, man. Throw him in there, Billy Donovan. I know you're not a big fan of playing young guys, but it's time. It's time. We don't know what's going to happen this season. I think if you start Buzelis, I don't think that the ceiling of this or the floor of this team goes down very far. I don't think, even if Buzelis plays horrible, I don't think throwing him in as a starter would drastically affect this team in a negative way. But the ceiling of this team goes much, much higher. If you throw him in as a starter and he starts playing his ass off, this team becomes immediately better. So I think it's Matas Buzelis' time. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is it time to start the kid? Do we keep playing slow with him?